This is what I think makeup's gonna look like in 2022, especially with the legalization of grass. Please give us effort, just an ounce of effort, please, sir. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. All right, you already know what time it is. Let's zoom in on the eye look. Obviously, I got some face gems on today, which I got from Michaels, which I should say are not advertised as face gems. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be for scrapbooking, but I'm booking them to my eyes, and I love the way they look. And you can get like a million of these for $2.99, so highly recommend. And then for this beautiful periwinkle eyeshadow, I am wearing the Sugarpill Fun Size palette, and I'm wearing a mixture of 8-bit and just a little bit of Player One. Honestly, it's mostly this shade. I just added a touch of purple to make it a little more periwinkle, and I love the way the look turned out. You know, it's simple, but it's bold, and I'm giving you like graphic liner with gems instead of liner, which is really fun, but that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out that I wear scrapbooking supplies on my eyes. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in predicting 2022 makeup trends and also what makeup trends I want to see in 2022. I recently did a video where I talked about trends that I hope we're ditching in 2021. It was a video trend started by Jackie Aina as a way to talk about trends that we didn't like in 2021 and hopefully we don't take them going forward into the next year. And after filming that video, I was like, wow, that was such a freaking blast. I had so much fun talking about what I don't want to see in 2022. Why don't we talk about what I do want to see in 2022? And also, like I said, I'm going to be predicting some trends here, you know? I took a good look at all of the makeup releases coming out at the end of this year because I feel like that can be a good indicator of what's to come for the following year. I took a look at the trends that I feel like were the most prevalent this year and the ones that I think we're going to take into the next year. And I took a look at some other sources and took some color inspo. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to hear about my 2022 makeup trends predictions, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. Okay, so the first makeup trend that I think we're gonna see a lot of in 2022 is skincare infused makeup. And you're probably thinking, hey, whoa, silly lady, that's already a big trend in 2021. That's nothing new. But I think in 2022, you're not gonna be able to release any makeup without it having some sort of skincare call out ingredient. You know how in a lot of makeup products now, currently, you'll see them saying like infused with jojoba oil, infused with hyaluronic acid. Like my color corrector from Flower Beauty is infused with CBD, you know? So you see a lot of makeup products that have these skincare claims too. I think next year you're gonna have to have one. I think we're gonna hear about a lot of unique ingredients because I feel like we have some at this point that have been overdone. CBD, you know, I don't think CBD is gonna stop because CBD is becoming more and more prevalent, especially with the legalization of grass. So I can't say the word on YouTube, I'll get demonetized. But especially with the legalization of that in different states, I think we're gonna see more and more CBD in makeup products, but I think that we're gonna see some more unique ones too. You know, I think hyaluronic acid's one that's been a little overdone. I'm not saying it's not a great ingredient, it is, but I feel like everything's infused with hyaluronic acid. I think we're gonna start seeing more interesting things. Like Milk Makeup did some interesting ingredients this year. I have their Bionic Liquid Blush here, which I do really like. This was a new launch they launched a couple months ago, and this is infused with snow mushroom, which is so interesting. I don't even like mushrooms. I find mushrooms to be gross. It doesn't smell like mushrooms at all though, so don't worry about it. But I feel like we're gonna see more stuff like that, you know, where we give like infused with such and such, infused with this plant, infused with this plant. I think we're gonna see a lot more plant infused things because, you know, plant-based foods and plant-based everything are just becoming more and more mainstream. Even for people who don't keep a plant-based diet, you know, they're just becoming more mainstream generally. So I think we're gonna see a lot more plant-based ingredients in skincare and makeup. I think we just all like the idea of makeup doing something good for our skin while it's on it, you know? Because we all know that makeup can make your skin break out if you're wearing it all the time. I just kind of throw my hands up at that. I'm like, I'm not gonna stop wearing makeup so that my skin's clear all the time. I don't care, I'll just work hard on my skincare. But if we could be wearing makeup that was also doing good things for our skin at the same time, that would be amazing. So this is both a trend I hope continues into 2022 and I predict is gonna happen in 2022. Okay, the next makeup trend that I think is gonna be really big in 2022 is the Pantone color of the year, which is Very Peri. It's a periwinkle. I'm so excited. I put it on my eyes here today, like I showed you. I'm wearing periwinkle. I tried to do like a full face of 2022 makeup predictions, which I'll explain the rest of them to you as we go on, but this is what I think makeup's gonna look like in 2022. What do you think? Do you think it's gonna look like this? But anyway, I brought this up because the Pantone color of the year, if you guys somehow don't know, Pantone is a company that makes paint. I'm realizing maybe I don't know what Pantone is either, but every year this company Pantone decides the color of the year, and in 2021 it was yellow and gray, which is so ugly. I was so disappointed in that. I was like, oh, why did you do that? I can't even remember what 2020's is. Honestly, I think we're all just forgetting that 2020 had a color. We're trying to forget 2020 in general. But for 2022, they picked a really good one. This is Very Peri. Oh, she's so pretty. I absolutely love periwinkle. Blues and purples are my favorite shades to wear on my eyes. That and greens. I like greens a lot too. Green was my elected 2021 Pantone color of the year. Mint was the 2021 Pantone color of the year in my mind. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. But I really love this color, and I do think this is gonna carry into makeup trends. I don't think we saw a lot of the 2021 color of the year represented in makeup just because yellow and gray is not a beautiful color story. It's not really a pretty eyeshadow palette. I do think we saw a good amount of yellows, but not really a lot of gray. But I do think we're gonna see a lot of periwinkle represented in makeup this year because I think we already saw a good amount of blues and purples represented last year. Periwinkle evokes a very nostalgic feeling for me. There's something very early 2000s feeling about it. I think it's the boldness of the color. Maybe I'll put up some early 2000s like nostalgic images here that have periwinkle in it. I don't know why. I can just like picture limited to clothing in this shade. I'm picturing people wearing sparkly, shimmery, frosty eyeshadows in this shade. It just gives me such a nostalgic feeling, and that's gonna be a big thing going into 2022 as well that I'll get to a little later. But I really feel like we're gonna see periwinkle represented in clothing, in makeup, in packaging. Like, I just feel like we're gonna see this everywhere because it's such a good color. Good job, Pantone. You picked a good one this year. All right, now like I was just saying, I think we're gonna see a lot of nostalgia going into 2022, and I think that's going to represent itself in more intellectual property collabs. Now, you guys know I'm not a huge fan of IP collabs. I think that they often can be very lazy, thrown together, very clear cash grabs. I mean, they are cash grabs, but often they just look like cash grabs and they don't look like they have a lot of effort put into them. So I don't like them for that reason, but I think we're gonna get a whole lot more in 2022, and I think they're gonna be even more nostalgia focused than they already were this year. So this year we saw a lot of nostalgic IP collabs like the ColourPop Lizzie McGuire collab, the ColourPop Powerpuff Girls collab. I'm trying to think of one that wasn't ColourPop. Oh, Makeup Revolution did their Friends collab for like the 3rd year in a row, so that's another nostalgic collab, but I think we're gonna see even more going forward. And I think that's just because, and this is depressing to say, you know, but we live in kind of a scary world right now. You know, the panoramic is still going strong, so I think there's a lot of uncertainty in the world. A lot of people are feeling very uneasy all the time, so I think that companies kind of prey on that, which is a little sad, but you know, they're preying on those feelings of us feeling uneasy and feeling sad and trying to fill that void with nostalgia, because we all know that nostalgia tends to make us feel happy. You know, the word itself implies like happy memories for the past. I don't think there's such a thing as bad nostalgia. You know, when I saw that Lizzie McGuire ColourPop collab, even though I didn't buy it because it was shades I already had, it made me feel very happy to look at. It made me think of when I used to watch Lizzie McGuire and how much I loved that show and how iconic the fashion was and how amazing their hair was and how Aaron Carter would guest star sometimes and Frankie Muniz would guest star. Oh my gosh, what a perfect show. But see how happy I'm getting? Like, nostalgia does this to us, you know? And companies know this, so they want to cash in on that. So I think next year we're going to see a lot more intellectual property collabs, and I would like to say, if they're going to keep happening, which I know they are, I'm gonna have to demand a That's So Raven collab. That was my favorite TV show growing up. I mean, her fashion sense, she used to dress so cool, and she was so confident, like, and she could tell the future. Oh my god, are you kidding? Like, why wouldn't I want to be her? So yeah, I'm gonna need a That's So Raven collab, and I'm gonna need ColourPop to sit this one out because I don't trust them. I'm sorry, I don't trust you to do a good job. I wrote down that a brand I think would do a great job on a That's So Raven collab, because they've done TV show collabs before and they've looked really good, is Colored Rain. They did a collab with the TV show Power Hour that looked really nice. I don't watch the show, but it looked like a nice collab. So we know they can do TV show collabs, and I just feel like they do such a good job of coming out with really rich pigmented shades that are gonna work on people of all skin tones, and I just feel like they do such a great job. They do such good colorful color stories. In a That's So Raven palette, I'd like to see oranges, reds, purples, greens. I mean, it has to be colorful because Raven was so colorful. She was always wearing so many different colored outfits. Like, I don't want to see a neutral palette with a pop of purple. You know, we gotta get a lot of colors in the That's So Raven collab. I don't know, somebody bring me on. I'd love to be a consultant. I've seen all the episodes a million times. I love the show, and maybe have Raven work on it. I don't know. Did you guys know that when ColourPop did their Lizzie McGuire collab, they literally didn't even send one to Hilary Duff? I think that's so funny. She's Lizzie McGuire. You gotta send Lizzie a palette. But anyway, if you could all just help me manifest a That's So Raven makeup collab, that would be amazing, because I think we're gonna see a lot more intellectual property collabs that prey on nostalgia in 2022. Okay, so another big makeup trend that I think is coming in 2022 is more face gems. I know face gems have already been a big thing in 2021. We're seeing them everywhere. I'm wearing them clearly in 2021, but I think with Euphoria coming back next year, I keep seeing the previews everywhere. I'm not a Euphoria watcher. I haven't seen the first season. I think this is the second season, right? But I know it's coming back, and the first time it came out, their makeup trends were everywhere. Oh my gosh, everyone was recreating characters from the show, doing makeup looks inspired by characters from the show, and I know they wore a lot of face gems, and I'm sure they'll give us some new looks this season too. I'm sure they'll keep it fresh. I mean, the makeup artists on that show are just so incredibly talented. I'll probably try to recreate some looks myself, even though I don't watch the show. Maybe I'll watch the show just for the makeup looks. I don't know. Have you guys seen it? Do you like it? Should I watch it? But I do think we're gonna see a lot more face gems. I think every brand's gonna have to come out with some sort of face gems. I think we're gonna see more varieties, different shapes, different colors. I think you should still buy yours from the craft store and save your money, but I do think every makeup brand is gonna try to cash in on that. I bet we see a Euphoria collab. Oh, I bet we totally see Euphoria makeup collabs. Oh my gosh, definitely. They'd be silly not to, right? I mean, the thing with intellectual property collabs is, like, I understand why they're doing it, because there's so much money to be made there. Like, the beauty industry has gotten more and more profitable as the years have gone on, especially in the last like 5 or 6 years. It's gotten exponentially more profitable, so I totally understand why IPs want to cash in on that and make some money. So I know they're not going away. I just don't like them. I just think they stink when they don't have any effort put into them and they're cash grabs. But I hope if there's a Euphoria collab that it's good. Dang it, I keep getting off on tangents about IP collabs again. But in conclusion, I think we're gonna see a lot more face gems this year, and I can't wait. Okay, something else I think we're gonna see in 2022 is more innovative eyeshadow formulas. I feel like, you know, we were just talking about all of these different IP collabs, and they always come out with eyeshadow palettes. Feels like there's 50 new eyeshadow palettes launching every day, and I think in 2022 they're gonna have to come out with some more unique formulas in order to keep the customers coming back. Or at least I feel like if you're not relying on an intellectual property to sell the eyeshadow palette, you're gonna have to come out with some more innovative formulas. You know, a big thing that we saw in 2021 were these marbled eyeshadows. Huda Beauty did a lot of them, Odin's Eye did them, a ton of brands did these marbled eyeshadows, which is funny because they're really just like you mix them together and it's just one shade. But that was like a big trend for 2021. I feel like you saw those everywhere. Huda Beauty tried to start the trend with those little petri dish looking eyeshadows, but at the end of the day, that was really just a cream shadow that you can put like toppers on. I know Natasha Denona is very big on, she has certain cream formulas in her eyeshadow palettes, and I think going forward into 2022, we're gonna see a lot of new stuff. I think we're gonna see more liquid eyeshadows, more liquid multi-chrome shadows, more flaky shadows, more loose shadows. I just think there's gonna be so many more innovations in eyeshadows. I don't know specifically what they're gonna do, but there's gonna be more than just pigments, you know, more than just mattes, more than just your basic shimmers. At this point, the market is so oversaturated. I think we're gonna see some innovation this year, and I'm really excited about it. I think there were some good attempts this year. You know, like I said, those marble shadows are kind of whatever, but you know, Milk Makeup attempted this year to come out with some more eco-friendly eyeshadows. You know, those sticks they came out with, they just peel the paper around and they just completely, you know, you can use it up completely and there's very limited waste. I think we'll see more stuff like that. I know those were kind of like, okay, those got kind of mixed reviews, but I'd love to see more stuff in that vein. You know, I really like that idea. I tried a Danessa Myricks liquid multi-chrome this year that my friend Cami sent me. Shout out to Cami, thank you so much. But I think we're gonna see more liquid eyeshadows. I know we saw a lot of liquid eyeshadows was a few years ago, but I feel like those were all very drying, like those were all very alcohol-y feeling on the eyes, so I didn't love those, but I feel like they're improving the liquid formulas. I feel like more liquid eyeshadow formulas keep dropping and they just keep getting better. This one is amazing, doesn't dry out at all. It's like super liquidy, but like without feeling like, you know, it's burning your eyes and it's dry or anything. Halsey's makeup brand About Face came out with these fractal eye paints, which are so cool. They're also a liquid, almost like a moussey texture. I think we're gonna see more stuff like that. I freaking love Halsey's packaging. About Face's packaging is so cool. I hope other brands do stuff like this too. It has a wand in it. It's not just a squeezy thing. Like, it is just like a tube, except it's more eco-friendly because it's whatever this is made of. I don't know. Is it more eco-friendly? I don't know. It probably is. I think we're gonna see more innovative packaging like this. I think we're gonna see a lot more liquid eyeshadows. I think there's an interesting contrast in the beauty industry right now, at least in the beauty market, where half the people want to buy eyeshadow palettes. Like, half the people want a huge palette with either a bunch of neutrals, you know, if they're a more like everyday makeup wearer, or with like a bunch of colors if they're a more adventurous makeup wearer. And then the other half of people just want a one and done eyeshadow. You know, my mom's that type of person. I got her the Maybelline Color Sticks, I think they're called, Color Stays. It's like these little eyeshadow pens that have like a little like plushy tip and you can just like swipe on some shimmer. She loves those. I think, you know, on the other end of that, that's a more like, you know, everyday wear type of thing. But then on the other end of that, you have your liquid multi-chromes, which can give you a really impactful look, but it's still very easy to do. So I just think we're gonna see a lot more of the liquids. I think we're gonna see a lot more one and done eyeshadows in addition to the eyeshadow palettes. I don't think the eyeshadow palettes are going away at all, but I think we're gonna just see a lot more innovative eyeshadow this year. And as an eyeshadow lover, I'm thrilled. Okay, and then a couple more makeup trends predictions just to round it out. I got a few quick ones for you. I think we're gonna see a lot more cream products this year. We've already been seeing a ton of cream products, but I think we're gonna be seeing even more. I think at this point, if a makeup brand doesn't have a cream bronzer, they're coming out with a cream bronzer in 2022, because I think people have just realized that cream bronzer just like is easier to work with. I don't know. I still like powder bronzer, don't get me wrong, but I've been reaching nonstop for my e.l.f. putty bronzer all over all of my other bronzers for like the last few months, and I just feel like, you know, we're moving in that direction. Maybe it's just because it's winter time. I don't know. Maybe that'll go away, but I do feel like a lot of brands launched cream bronzers this year, and I don't think that's going to go away. I think it's just going to increase exponentially. You know, cream blushes have kind of already been around, but I think we're going to see more and more cream blushes too. Just cream products in general. Gosh, I hope we see more cream foundations. I'm trying to find a good one. The KVD one kind of disappointed me, the Good Apple foundation, but I would really love to find a good cream foundation. I feel like that'd be great for my dry skin. Love a good cream concealer. Would love to see more of those. That's what I'm manifesting too. You know, I definitely want to see more cream products in 2022. And then another trend that I think is going to continue into 2022 and just grow exponentially is astrology and crystal themed collabs. Saw a million of them this year. We're going to see a million of them next year just because they're trendy. People like them. I like them. Hey, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm calling myself out here. But I think that they found that that sells, you know? Even if people don't love the formulas of things, everybody wants something with their zodiac sign on the front. Everybody wants something that looks beautiful and has a crystal on the front. Obviously not everybody, but me, I do. I absolutely do. But yeah, I hope more brands do it other than just like ColourPop, because I want somebody to really take the time with it, you know? I would love for a brand to like really sit and think about an astrology collab, mull it over for the whole year, release it next December. I'll wait for it. I'll wait for a really good astrology collab. I would love to see that. Same with crystals, you know, I would love to see like a good amount of thought put into something. That's always just what I'm hoping for with collabs. I'm like, please give us effort, just an ounce of effort, please, sir. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, but I think we're gonna see a lot more astrology and crystals in 2022. All right, you guys, and with that, we reached the end of the video. Those are all of my 2022 makeup trends predictions, what makeup trends I want to see in 2022, and now I'm turning it over to you guys. I would love to hear your makeup trends predictions for 2022. What do you think is going to be popular? What do you think is going to be trendy? What trends do you think are going away? Which ones do you think are sticking around? Do you agree with my predictions? Do you disagree? Either way, I'd love to hear from you. I love interacting with you in the comments, and I thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my description box for all of the makeup on my face today. Also in my description box, I will have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources to support the Asian American community, and resources to support the LGBTQ plus community. So please click on those links if you haven't yet. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!